PDX. My wife and I joined Home because we wanted to learn more about church planting, the emergent church, how to be more missional, and really we wanted to learn how to love others better, people who are different from us, people who we as a church have sometimes neglected to integrate into our communities. I put together this documentary because I wanted to share a little of our experience with others. I'd like to start with the two churches I grew up in. For that, we have to leave Portland and go to Ruch in Southern Oregon. But please remember, I'm limited in what I can show you. None of these communities can be defined by their Sunday morning gathering.
We were not Christians then. Joe's mom and dad was Christian. And so they would invite us to church at different times, and so we would go. And then at one point, people came to the sawmill because Joe's dad said, we want to have some meetings here at this sawmill, get all these sawmill guys saved, you know. So I went to that meeting. It was the Spragues, and they had a pickup and a camper on the back, and then they pulled a little house thing that had chairs in it, and a little organ, and then they had service there for a whole week, and that's when I accepted the Lord.
We were in the sawmill business up Thompson Creek, and we was kind of settled there on Thompson Creek, and was, had a good life. And then all of a sudden we just, after we had walked with the Lord for quite a while, we decided that, we wanted to serve the Lord, and so we went with Grace and Lester, Earl's sister and brother-in-law, and we went to Multnomah together. Earl always said he would go anywhere except Texas and back home.
Earl was planning on going someplace
someplace else,
not to come back home. But anyway, the Lord just worked in real definite ways to show him that, in other words, he was coming down here just to consider, and he asked one of his pastors or one of his college professors if he'd come, and he said, no, I have a speaking engagement, he couldn't come, and so Earl said, well, that's definite that the Lord doesn't want a church in Ruch.
There was no salary. That's the way it had to be, but the Lord used that because it was through that we met people. He was a school bus driver. He was a milkman. He was a dog catcher. But all of these things God used that he was involved with people. It was hard at times, but I think through the whole thing we learned to be prayer warriors. Our kids learned to be prayer warriors. If we needed anything, we prayed about it. Earl was a risk taker. We stepped out, nothing. But God blessed us in that. And I think if you're not a risk taker, it doesn't show that you have much faith. Maybe I'm not exactly sure. And I know that if I would not have gone along with him, he wouldn't have. But I didn't want to miss God's blessing. It was great. It was during those times that was hard that the Lord really worked in our lives, and we really got grounded. I think, as I look back, I wouldn't give it for anything in the world, what we've done. There was never any, we did never have a lot, but we had the Lord and we had each other. And that meant a lot. I wish Earl was here to talk to you about it, because his whole love is serving the Lord, and he did a good job of it. So many pastors do not have a pastor's heart anymore, but there are a few out there. The pastor's heart has to be a heart with loving, caring, giving, being there for people. You know, there was times when, I don't care where we were at. If we were called, we went. I don't care if it was Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or what. In the middle of the night, Earl went, and I think that makes a pastor. His dedication, I guess, would be.
Certainly, we can do more to. In other words, there's many more people live here that don't have Christ that could be reached. That we need to always be concerned of reaching out to the lost, and but like I say, the church is a lighthouse to the community, and we need to continue to seek to evangelize, or to, and there isn't as much emphasis on evangelism, I don't think, as when the church first started, because we had special meetings and speakers come in, and we don't do that as much anymore. If you're faithful to the Lord and available, well, He'll use you in any one way or the other.
If you're willing to witness to people, God will send somebody to you. I've had it happen a lot of times that way, even the hospital or whatever. Just give your little witness and go on, and somewhere along the line, God will bring it back to them. And that's the way I like to do it. Lifestyle evangelism. And they'll look at you later and say, yeah, I guess it's okay.